Okay, so the reason I'm recording this is so that I can post this and share the link to the students that aren't here today. So if you, I'll go back a page just to sort of show you how to get here. Oops, let's go back. So if you go to a Google search and type in York Library, probably the first one that's going to pop up is this. You're looking for the library.yorku.ca portal that will take you in. Now, you should be fine if you're already logged into your York account. If not, it may ask you to log in at one point when you are looking to get access to a piece of material. So let's take a look at how to use the library here. So we've got a ton of stuff in here, and I don't expect you to go through all of this, right? But this search bar is just sort of the basic, you know, like shouting into Google and seeing what comes back. It is not the most useful one. So there's a couple of ways to use this library database that we're going to look at today. The first one to look at is we're going to look at the advanced search, right? So when you click on this, it takes you to a new page here. Now, this is where you can narrow down the search. The York University Library and the online library has, I don't even know how many records available. So if I put in whoops, I should learn how to spell. If I put in environment all by itself and hit search, let's see what we get. I get, if you look down here, 17,120,034 results. So there's no way I'm going to read all of those, right? Not a chance. So what we have up here is the opportunity to take different keywords. And this is part of why I was saying you want to start putting keywords together. So I want environment. Okay, cool. But here I have a couple of things I can use. So I can choose any field, which means if it says environment anywhere in the document, the title, the body, the writing, anywhere, I'll get a search return for this. The second one is author. And I don't think there's any authors out there whose name is environment. But if you are looking for a specific author, you can click author, put their name in, and you should only get results from that author. The other ones you get to use are title. So again, if you're just looking for a certain word in the title of an article, this changes the search, and it only searches the titles and not the bodies, so you can narrow it down that way. You can also go for subject. So if you've got the name of a subject, you can use that. So these limit a little bit, but by themselves, they're not going to do them that much. The ones at the bottom at this point, we're probably not going to use that much. So we're largely going to use any field. But again, I got 17 million results here. No way I'm going to read these in my life. It's too much, right? So here I've got contains, is exact, or starts with. You're largely going to use contains, but if you're interested, I can show you how to use the other ones as well. But what I have here is I've got what are called Boolean operators. So if I put in environment, I can say and, I can, meaning, so here, the first search is just environment, and I get 17 million, right? But if I put in environment and, I don't know, rainforest, yeah. No, yes, am I gonna do that? All right, I'm gonna separate it. So now I got two, right? So I go from 17 million, if I hit search again, this should make the number a little bit smaller. Okay, so it did, right? So now I'm down to 200,000 articles and books on the topic. This is still way too big, right? Way too big. But I can continue adding fields, right? So I can say rainforest, and I can say, I don't know, Amazon. And I can hit search again. So this process goes on and on and on for a while. Now I'm down to 26,000. Oh, okay, cool. So this is starting to get a little bit more manageable, right? So I can add a new line. Now here, what I can also use is not to limit the search. So if I say, okay, I want to know about environment, I want to know about rainforest, and I want to know about Amazon, awesome. But I do not want to know about economics. So now it's going to search again. Any article that has economics in there somewhere, because I've chosen any field, it should remove at this point. Okay, cool. So again, we're getting down to 14,000 results. This is where we're still big at this point, right? But what we can do is you can take a look down at the titles and say, okay, are these things talking about, are they answering my question, right? I mean, we all have different research questions at this point, which is fine. But you look at your research question, you look at the great kapok tree, a tale of the Amazon rainforest. Does that look like it's going to answer my question? If yes, great. Click into it and look through the abstract. If it is not, then you want to go back up here and again start limiting your field or limiting your search. Now, the one thing I didn't talk about yet, or one of the things, is there are different types of resources that you can use here. So right now we're set for all items, which means anything in the online database. But what we can do is limit it to articles, which are shorter, shorter pieces of academic writing. Often they can come out more frequently, so you can find stuff closer to today's date. We do have books and ebooks, which is fine, but then you're looking at an entire book. Journals, we can also look at scientific journals that are talking about the topic we're looking at. Images, sound recording, video films, we're not going to be doing that. And you're probably not going to read other people's dissertations. So let's take journals, right? Now, I can also limit this by saying, hey, any language. And if I start typing English, I get it. I can also start changing the year and say, you know what, I only care about stuff from 2000 to, I don't know. You won't have articles for today yet or for this year, but I can probably safely put 2018 in there. So now I'm at 14,000 results. Search down again. Excellent. Now I'm down to 205. We're getting there, right? So again, once I'm down in the smaller number, I got my research question, hopefully on my computer screen somewhere, and I start looking at these and saying, okay, is this going to answer my question? Now, when you click on this is just a personal thing, but I find it easier to organize yourself. Instead of clicking on this and having the page load every time, which is a bit of a pain, if you right click, and I don't know how you do that on a Mac, I apologize, and choose open link in a new tab, then you can pop over and take a look at this without losing the old page. I find this super helpful for organization. So now what do we got here? We got stuff here available online, license for use. Now, if I click on this, is it going to let me get in here? No, hold on. I probably got to log in. Okay, yeah, so yeah, here's where we're going. So at this point, when I actually get to the, I've been in the open library up until this point. Anybody on Google can search in. So now I actually want to take a look at this thing. So it's saying, hey, don't forget to sign in because you only get to read this stuff if you're part of York. So here you want to use Passport York to sign in, and it takes you back to this page, right? And just because you guys don't need to see my stuff. Here we go. I'm going to share out again. So now I've signed in. My name's up top here. I've got the article going in. And now let's see if I can open this thing up. Gale Academic One file. So now it's going to take me down to what's called full text availability. And I got two places I can go for this, right? Let's go to the Gale Academic One file. So now it's taking me into a database and it's asking me to log in again. Yes, I agree. Yes, yes. Saying don't copy stuff, don't put it on the internet. All normal copyright stuff. And now we're waiting for it to copy in. Haha, and now I'm here. So now I'm into an article. I get to look at the title, which I saw back in the main library list page. And now I get to start reading about this. So this is a journal article. Oh, wait a second, does it let me? Oh, it actually lets me take stuff. Yep, cool. Just to be clear, you are allowed to download, because you're a student, at the time that you're a York student, you're allowed to download one copy of anything you use for research, for your research. If you only do that, you're fine. If you give it to someone else, you are in breach of copyright and you will get in trouble. And I can't stress this enough. If you get caught doing this in a university, it's like robbing a bank and getting caught by the police. Game over. So Absolutely. You can download, and keep copies of this stuff so you're not always going back and forth into the library to try and find this. You're allowed to have one copy for yourself for your personal research, and you're fine. Just don't share it. Don't put it up on a website somewhere, and don't email it to anybody. As long as it goes straight from the library computers to your computer and stays there for your use while you're a York student, you're fine doing this. So this takes us through the steps, right? So step one, you got to fiddle around with this. And this takes a while, right? We started at 17 million results. We're now down to 205, which is still pretty big, right? So this is what I want us to play with a little bit today. You've given me your research questions on that one shared document that we've worked on, and we've created research questions and created keywords. So for the rest of the time today and through after class ends, what I'd like you to do is to start playing with this a little bit. I think, yeah. So you start playing with this, and you call me into your breakout room to give you help with this. Okay. Any questions on what we're doing?